Hi everyone, and welcome to the Book Refuge, and welcome to one of the harder books to make, Welcome to one of the harder videos it is to make, and that is an unhaul. However, for me, I try to do these monthly just because I bring in anywhere from like 20 to 40 books a month, and when they're books that they've just outlived their usefulness, I've read them and didn't like them, don't care to read them, or just time to clean things out, it's time to do an unhaul. So I have these in 3 different categories. First, we have books that I have duplicates of. Second, we have books that I read and either liked or didn't like and don't want to I'm not going to read them again, basically. And third, books that I haven't read, but I've either changed my opinion on, don't care, or they don't intrigue me anymore, and so I'm just going to pass them on. I've had questions before of people wanting the books that I'm unhauling. I actually donate mine to the women's shelter where I live so that, people without homes can have books to read, their children can have things to read, and just things to kind of break up the monotony. So I thank you so much for asking. I'd love to be able to give people all the books they want, but to me, it's just really important that my books are going to people who need them, because I'm lucky enough to be able to buy pretty much whatever books that I want, and there are others who aren't as privileged. So yeah, just to let you know, I donate mine to the YWCA in Fargo, to women who are in a crisis center and maybe need something to take their mind away from it. So without further ado, let's do this unhaul. If you like this kind of content, please like this video and subscribe, and I put up new videos every Monday and Thursday, and sometimes other days, depending. So let's go. First category, books that I have duplicates of. Let's go ahead. King of Scars. I had ordered a King of Scars box that got delayed, so I didn't get King of Scars the day that it came out. So I had bought a copy from Barnes & Noble, and then I got this copy with the box. Also, didn't really like this book enough, so I don't need 2 copies of it. So this one should be really fun for someone to get because it's a newer one still. But yeah, unhauling my extra copy of this. Next, I have the category, that's the only one I have duplicates of this time. Next, I have the category of books that I've read and either don't need to keep them or didn't like them that much. And I'll tell you with each one. So first up, I have Tone Deaf by Olivia Rivers. This book was about a girl who can't hear, and she wins a behind the scenes pass with this guy from a rock band, and he doesn't like deaf people, and so he's really rude to her. And then because he's really rude to her, he needs to fix it for PR wise, so she gets brought back again, and they talk it out with each other. And it turns out he knows sign language because he has a deaf father who wasn't very nice to him, or a deaf mother who wasn't very nice to him. And the girl, Allie, she has a father who's been abusing her, and she wants to run away. So he agrees to help her do that because he has sympathy for her. And I read this when I did a 24-hour readathon. It was really fun. I really enjoyed it for what it was, but I don't know. I liked that it showed a different side of things, and yeah, I don't know. I just didn't like it that much, and I'm not going to read it again, but it was fun at the time. Next, I am unhauling the Defy trilogy by Sarah B. Larson. I mentioned this in a book recommendations video recently. It's either come out or is about to, and I really like this trilogy. It was really fun. It's about this girl named Alexa who is undercover as Alex with her twin brother, and they are guards to the prince, and the prince realizes that she's a woman, and they kind of fall in love, and the kingdom's in danger, and all those things. And I really liked it. I just won't read this trilogy again, and I'd really like to pass it on to someone who would like it. And the same goes for the Reboot Duology by Amy Tintera. I really enjoyed reading this series. This is a futuristic one where people who die can come back from the dead, and you get numbered based on how many minutes you were dead for. And the longer you were dead for, the less human you are when you come back, the stronger you are, and the more like powers you have. Not really powers, you know, but something. And this is about a girl named Ren, who she was dead for 178 minutes, which is like the longest anyone's ever been rebooted for. And she gets assigned this boy named Callum, who was only dead for 22 minutes. So he is still very human and doesn't understand this world and like what their jobs are, and it doesn't make sense. And yeah, so I really enjoyed it. It's a cool sci-fi duology. It was really fun. I just won't read this again, but it was fun, and it's only a duology, and it was cool. All right, next I have 2 books that I didn't like, and that's why I'm getting rid of them. First is The Wolves of Winter. I read this last month. I only gave it, I gave it like 3 stars, but because there was potential. This is a post-apocalyptic book set in the Canadian Yukon, and it's about this family who's living there, and then this man comes along with his dog, and the girl, you know, kind of has an infatuation with him. This is supposed to be an adult sci-fi fantasy novel. To me it read very YA because the girl who's like 22, she's very YA in her thinking, in her actions, and this book, I wanted more from it and I didn't get it. And also it's a standalone which is fine. Like, you can have an open ending in an apocalypse novel. Like, that's generally how they go. Like, you don't solve the apocalypse, but just how it had an open ending was ridiculous to me. And this is a really short book. Like, if this had been 500 pages and they'd given me more, this could have been a standalone. But it needs a second book with the way it was left open, and it's not, and it makes me mad. It made me so mad. And finally, the ones I didn't like, I have Echo North by Johanna Ruth Meyer. And this made me really, really mad and sad because this is a retelling of East of the Sun, West of the Moon. And it was bad. Like, I didn't enjoy it at all. I didn't enjoy the twists that were made. It had a trope that I hate, and the love story wasn't compelling enough to me, and the castle was really weird, and it was just disappointing. Really disappointing. And I do like her writing style and that. And so Joanna has a new book coming out this next year that looks really fun, so I'll give that a try. And also, this was so beautiful, but it just, I hated it. I really hated it. And so, bye-bye. All right, now I'll go through a little faster because I have this stack of books that I'm just not gonna get to them, and I'm tired of saying that I will, so it's time for them to go. So here we go. First, I have The Book of Joby by Mark J. Ferrari. This was supposed to be about Job, and it's like a retelling of the Book of Job. And I like wanted to read that, but now I'm kind of over it, and I'm sick of it staring me down. So let's go in. Entwined by Heather Dixon. I have bought so many retellings of 12 Dancing Princesses, and I haven't read any of them. And recently, my friend from Becca's Book Club, sorry, totally forgot your channel name, Becca, I apologize, from Becca's Book Club read it, and I don't know, the things she said about it didn't make me any more excited to read it, so I'm just gonna ditch it because I don't need that in my life. I don't need that. Never Never by Brianna R. Shrum. I got this one over a year ago, and I think it's because this one lost my poll. The next couple are ones that lost my poll. They had the least amount of votes to be read, and since I haven't read them in a year, out they go. That one's the same for Touch of Gold by Annie Sullivan. This is a retelling of King Midas. Sea Witch by Sarah Henning. This one did not win, and I've just heard so many mixed things about it that it just kind of went off the rails, and so not gonna do it. It's like a Ursula retelling or whatever. Echoes by Alicia Reeds. This one's hard to let go of because I really like survival stories, but I've just had it so long, and again, it lost the poll, and so out it goes. Like a Love Story by Abdi Nazmian. Sorry, I can't pronounce names. This one came in a book box, and it's just not my style at all. It's contemporary, it deals with really heavy issues, and those are just not, none of those tick any boxes for me. So instead of keeping this one for a year and then hoping that I'll make myself read it, I'm just gonna let it go. The Girls Are Gone by Michael Brodkorb and Allison Mann. I got this one from the publisher. It wasn't an ARC because the book was already out. But I've done a lot of reading up on that. This is a true crime story of some people who went missing from Minnesota. And it's just, I'm just not going to read it. So I'm going to pass it on to someone who will. I mean, it sucks when, you know, it was sent to me by a publisher who I like want to work with and stuff, but I'm just not going to read it. And so I'm not going to feel bad. Like, if you don't send me any books, I'm sorry, I have enough I have to read. The Cerulean by Amy Ewing. This was also sad because I want to read this, but I heard it was kind of nonsense. I haven't seen really any super positive reviews for this. It was mostly a cover buy anyway. It's so pretty. And so I'm just going to cut, and if I hear about it later on, maybe I'll give it a try then. And finally, this one's so dumb. I have Zero to Breakthrough by Vernice Flygirl Armour. I got this book for free from my work because Vernice came and spoke to us. And I just don't really read self-help. I mean, I need help for myself, but I don't read books about it. So I'm just cutting it, and I'm not going to worry about it. So there we go. I got through that faster than I thought. Yeah, don't know what to say. Tell me if I've made the right decision with summer, if there's any that you really are like, girl, you should take a second look. Because I usually donate these at the end of the month, so there's still a chance for you to change my mind, maybe. But a lot of them were in polls and they didn't get voted for enough, so we'll see. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out as a small creator. Just, you know, helps boost my confidence and boost my numbers and helps other people see it. And nobody likes to talk about that, but it's a true thing, you know? Support. So I need it. I love it. There you go. Thank you so much for watching. And if you'd like to see more videos, you can do that right now. Bye.